I want to talk about control and the beliefs and assumptions we have around it. I'm going to talk about it in terms of this in the practice room because I've noticed something in the last couple days. I noticed a belief I had about control that I didn't know was operating. And the belief was that if I control everything that goes on in the practice room, how much I practice, when I practice, what I practice, to what degree I practice it, what order I practice it in, where I get the information from, if I have a schedule or not. If I'm able to control everything in here, this is my practice room, then I will be successful. So I actually had never really said that belief out loud or even knew that it was something that was guiding me. And mostly, of course, guiding me because I obviously never live up to that. I never live up to that amount of control. I'm never in the practice room doing every single thing that this belief or assumption says I should be doing in the order that I'm doing it without being interrupted for the amount of time, et cetera, et cetera. Like that never happens. I never have that day in the practice room. Yet, there's this unspoken belief that should be the way it goes, and if I were to do that and control it that much, then I will be successful. And because it never happens, therefore I'm not successful, and I never will be. So you can see that I'm laughing because this is just, it's laughable. It's laughable that this belief has been running my show. It's like totally laughable. And so the point I want to make is look to see where control as a process happens in your life. It could be around, work, when you work, how much you work, where you work. It could be around leisure. You definitely have opinions and beliefs around control about leisure and where it happens in your life and what counts and what doesn't count and when is and how much is enough and how much is too much. And I mean, we have these ideas about control operating probably in every sphere of our life, around food, around when we go to bed and how we go to bed, and I mean everything. So I'm using this as an example, but what I'm offering is that go look and see where control as a concept is working on you without you really knowing it. And here's what I want you to ask. I want you to ask these two questions once you figure out what the belief or the assumption is around this aspect of control. I want you to ask, is it true? And says who? So let's go back to my example of the practice room, right? So I have this belief that I had formerly not known, which was that if I control everything in this room and how I do it and when I do it, I will be successful. Is it true? I think the answer is pretty obvious. No, it's not true. And says who? Like, who is saying that? Who gave me that idea? Where did that idea come from? Says who? I don't even know. If you've been around the music world and had lessons or teachers or been to workshops or conferences or perhaps music school, your answer to that question would probably be, well, says everybody. Says my teachers, say all the people I look up to, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, but really? Is that what they do? Like they control every aspect of their life, of their musical career. They've controlled every single aspect of it. I mean, we can just see that it's something that people say. Yeah, you got to control, you got to do this and you got to do that, and it's got to be like this, and you got to practice like that, and you got to do it in this order, etc. But like, does anybody actually do that? But instead, we all sort of accept that and then never question it, never look behind to see what the assumptions are, what the beliefs are. and to see, like, where am I getting that information from? And is it true? Like, not only generally, but is it true for me? Maybe more importantly, is that how I want to organize my life? Is that how I think the world operates? Is that how I want to be in relation to the thing I love the most? Do I want to be that controlling? I mean, these are just great questions and things to look at. And I think if you do it, if you start outing these, sort of hidden beliefs that are operating, and you start asking, says who, and is it true? You'll immediately, without even changing anything that you're doing, literally without even changing anything, you will have and experience incredible freedom and possibility. Like, it just makes me feel so much better about being in the practice room, instead of feeling like all this guilt and shame and like I'm the wrong person because I can't get it right, because I can't control every aspect of it. I just feel joy and exuberance about being in here now. So I just want to share that with you, and I hope it helps, and I hope it allows you to look a little deeper at the things that are guiding you and your choices. If you want to talk more about it, put a note in the comments or send me a direct message. Hope this helps.